In March, I took a vacation to the Southwest. While there, I spent half a day at Bandelier National Monument, which is the remnants of a cliff dwelling that was occupied by ancestral Puebloans beginning 10,000 years ago. While the residents left this particular village, their descendants still live in what is now New Mexico. A sign at the entrance to the park asks visitors to remember that these Puebloan ancestors still live, spiritually, at Bandelier, and to value the earth beneath us as we walk in their footsteps. Following their footsteps was breathtaking. The village was in a canyon surrounded by red and gray cliffs and pine trees. There was a different view around every bend of the trail that wound through the park. Like other Pueblo villages, this one had rooms called kivas, which were, and still are in modern villages, used for civic meetings and sacred community rituals. Curious about their beliefs and practices, I turned to Google to learn more. Beyond the basic facts, though, I came up with just this answer. It is not for you to know. If you are not a member of the Zuni or Hopi or Santa Clara peoples, then the religion and the rituals of the Zuni or Hopi or Santa Clara peoples are not for you to know. I am a well-educated, affluent white woman, and as such, no one has told me that I couldn't know something since I was a child. Knowledge has been mine to take, and seeking it has been a virtue. I admit to you that in that moment, I was annoyed and off-put. It's hard to be told no, especially when you have good intentions. What if I was just curious, asking only for my own education? What if I was inspired to learn by the beautiful setting? No matter, that was the boundary. It was not for me to know. Reflecting back on this later, I began to understand that this boundary, which felt like a non-answer, was an answer of a sort. It was an invitation to turn my search for knowledge into a search for deeper meaning. For one thing, I wonder what is so sacred and precious in my life that I would never share it with an outsider. The thing is, that question doesn't quite work in our context. Our faith is quite open. We share the gospel. And our broader American culture focuses so much on individuals that the question, what would I never share with outsiders, doesn't make sense. There are not outsiders or insiders, just individuals. The sacred rituals of these Pueblo groups are not for individuals, but for the community. It was also a glimpse at a slower way of living, a way in which answers to questions are not available instantly on our phones or on Wikipedia. They're not even available in books at the library. So what happens when you can't know something right away or ever? It opens up space to wonder and ponder, space for mystery. This makes me think of hearing some of the more daunting things that Jesus says in the Gospels, like that we shouldn't worry about where our food or our clothes will come from, or that we should forgive each other infinitely. I can and will contemplate those teachings for my entire life, and find new layers of meaning in them as I grow and change and contemplate some more. Jesus taught and answered his disciples' questions on his own terms, and these online writers answered my question on their own terms too. Their answers all leave room for mystery and invite deeper contemplation. While my curiosity about my initial question will probably never go away, this experience of having someone say no and shifting focus from seeking knowledge to seeking meaning continues to teach me more than any article on anthropology ever could.